In this video, let's start with our slope control mode selection. We have two modes available for 2D slope control, target mode and joystick mode. To switch between the two modes, we will select the check mark and we will see the slope control mode change from target to joystick mode. We know we are in joystick mode because when we go back to our main run screen, we can see the joystick icon in the center of the screen, where previously we saw our target mode icon in the center of the screen. Let's go ahead and re-enable our main fall control, which we disabled previously. And then returning to our main run screen, we see that we are in joystick mode with both main fall and cross slope enabled. Now, to turn on automatics, we will click the trigger on the front of the right-hand joystick. In joystick mode, with automatics enabled, anytime the operator moves the blade, we see the target values on the right-hand side are constantly changing. For example, as the operator is pushing material and they want to change their main fall percentage but leave their cross slope where it's at, they can simply pull back on the right-hand joystick to then have the blade raise and our new target reflected on the right side of our screen. Now the operator realizes they want to adjust the main fall percentage back down to a lesser percentage or closer to 0, they simply lower the blade back down with the right-hand joystick, and the blade will carry out that percentage until another adjustment in the joystick input is made. Now let's go back and select target mode as our active mode. We see that we are in target mode as indicated by the target icon in the center of the screen. We see that our targets are 3.6% cross slope and 1.1% main fall. When we have our automatics turned on with our right trigger, as shown by the blue indicators on the screen, anytime that I move the blade, it is then going to snap back down to our specified targets once I let off the right joystick. If I lift the blade up a little bit and then release, it will snap back down to our specified grade targets. If I lower the blade slightly and release the right joystick, the blade will then snap back to or control to our specified target values entered. Our next configurable setting is for our increment and decrement mode. This setting configures what the increment and decrement buttons will change for us on our right-hand joystick. To start, we see that this currently is set for increment and decrement main fall. So we can see by pressing our top increment button that our main fall changes from a 1.2% to a 1.3%. Then using our decrement button, we can decrement that main fall back down. So we use our increment and decrement buttons to change our percent of slope by 0.1% for each button press. Now that we have seen how this works, let's go back into our settings and back again to the increment and decrement mode selection. When selected with the check mark, we can then choose that we would like to increment and decrement our cross slope on the fly with our right joystick buttons. Now when we return to our main run screen and we again use our increment and decrement buttons on the right joystick, we can see our cross slope percentage changing up and down by 0.1% at a time from 3.6% up to 3.9% and then back down to 3.6%. Our next menu item is for blade measurements. Once selected, we see that we have a few different options within here. Our first option is for pitch link length. Anytime you adjust the pitch link, it also adjusts the elevation of where that blade cutting edge is actually cutting the material at. So anytime the pitch link is adjusted, we must come in here to input our pitch link length. To do so, we use the check mark to select pitch link length, and then we can use our arrows to adjust our pitch link up or down accordingly. We can also press the check mark again if we would wish to use the SSM to enter our specific number values. Additionally, within our blade measurements menu, we have our left and right blade wear. This measurement is taken from the bottom of the blade up to the center of the fourth bolt in from the edge on each edge of our blade. When this machine was calibrated, the measurement was found to be 0.246 feet. But of course, as the machine is operated more and more and as the blade wears, we will want to update these values accordingly. The final menu within our slope control settings is the diagnostics menu. This menu is one that can be used by the technician to capture some of the live values and make sure that all of the sensors involved with making the slope control system function are online and operating as they should be, and can be a good first spot to look if there were to be any issues.